Hi, I'm so very excited to tell you about the second range within our Gossip collection. We have our glitter ink in bottles. So what I'm going to show you is how to create a beautiful look without the sparkle. So if you use the ink as a standalone, you can still achieve some amazing looking artwork. So I have the two bottles in front of me and I've picked two colours, and you get the pipettes within the collection, and I'm just going to show you if you drop this onto some cardstock and spritz with some water, wait for the wow. So basically two looks within one bottle. Hi Happy Crafters, how are you? Merry Christmas everybody! 12 days to Christmas starts right here, right now in the studio, Wakefield, Stamps by me. I'm so excited. And I know you as customers at home are excited to see what maybe is going to be going on. So thank you if you are watching now, and thank you if you are going to be watching later or another day. Just tuning in means a lot to me. So if you are watching on Facebook, don't forget to like and share if possible. And if you're watching on YouTube, don't forget to subscribe. This encourages me to do more. And the more I know that people are getting help from anything I've said or done, the more I will try and deliver week on week for you. Are we all excited? It's snowing outside, so I hope you're cosy and safe and you've all got a cup of tea, and let's just enjoy the next 12 days. 12 days to Christmas for us. So what's it all about? I appreciate people have got family, people have got loved ones at home, people have got children, little ones, but I also understand that people have not got anybody at home. And so it's one of those where people are happy and sometimes people are sad. So if I can help in any way by sharing the Christmas cheer or Christmas encouragement with regards to crafting, that's what I'm here for. Nobody should be on their own. So today's video is to show you some tips about the products that we've probably bought already over the course of the last few days or bought previously with Stamps by me. If you haven't bought the products, please don't click end now and move away, because you don't need to do that. You may have something in your stash that will work with what I'm going to show you. So, you know, I'm not here to hard sell. The 12 days of Christmas is for your enjoyment, my enjoyment, everybody's enjoyment basically. If you've got the products, amazing. If you want the products, they are available on our website. But if you have got an alternative, please try it. You never know what the outcome might be. Couple of other things I just need to highlight before we get down to the fun stuff. So I've had a couple of questions about some of the products that we sold on our Blockbuster last week. One of which was the Gossip pens. So we've had some questions about the lid, which I covered in last studio. We've also had some questions about the colours on them, which is amazing. We love questions and we try and answer everybody's questions. So one of the questions we had was, some of the colours in the pen set don't really coordinate with either the box or the ring around the centre. And this is okay. I did clarify on air with regards to the printing on the box. It's never true to colour anyway. And the rings on there are not showing as a true colour to some of you also. So what I said last time was, we do have a downloadable swatch for your pens, and I do encourage everybody to do the swatch, because I would hate for you to pick up the pen and think it's a certain colour, pop it on your project and it not be the colour you wanted. So please do go and do a colour swatch which you can refer to. It's a good way of teaching yourself as well with regards to colours and colour mixing, what will and won't work together. So please do a colour swatch. Whether you download ours or not, you could just do on a piece of scrap card and just pop it with your pens or your Gossip ink in bottles. I just wanted to show you what I mean by that. So here I have the Gossip ink pen board, which I used on TV. So I'll just show you the colours. Thank you. So here we have set 1, set 2, set 3, set 4. the fabulous news is they are all back in stock. So if you missed out on a certain collection or you managed to get one and have thoroughly enjoyed them, the other 3 are in stock. And anything that we use in show today, or everything I use in show today, if you're interested in anything, all you have to do is go to the website and pop in FBL live, and it will bring up everything that's within the show. So you haven't got to go clicking on all the other areas, you just got to put Facebook Live in there and it will bring up everything in the show. So what I'm going to show you is just what I mean by the colour. So you can see here the colour difference there. I just popped it on there like so. It isn't true to the ring, and unfortunately we can't get the ring to exactly match the ink. So it gives a rough idea, but it's not exactly the same. So please, please, please make sure you do your colour swatch, because I would hate for anybody to ruin their artwork. And just another example of that is, you see this yellowy, it's yellowy orange here. If you pop it on here, look, you can see the ring is much brighter than the colour swatch. Although they're very sparkly and very beautiful and a high-end ink, you know, I could not get this ring here to match exactly, so it's just food for thought. And this one here, can you see how dark that is? This is this colour, look. So I wanted to just highlight this for you at home, so if you are practicing playing, the coloured rings are slightly different to the colour in the barrel. So please, please, please do a colour swatch. So these are the lovely colours. So this is set 1, gold, silver and black. We have an orange, a grass green and a navy. You have a sunset orange, a light green and like a flesh colour. And then on the bottom here we have the fuchsia, the dark one, the dark red on there, and the yellow. Okay, so you can see the colours there, set 1, set 2, set 3, set 4. So you can see the colours there, but make sure you do your colour swatch. The second one I want to show you is Gossip ink in bottles. Now these are also in stock as well, which is absolutely awesome. We did our best. I had a lot of emails saying I missed out with Creating Craft, had a few problems also, which is absolutely fine. It's nothing that can't be rectified with deliveries and orders and things like that. So the people that did miss out, hopefully we've got it sorted and everybody's got the lovely goodies at home. So this is a Gossip ink in bottles, and there are 12 colours. Okay, you can buy these as individuals, but they also come as a collection. These are what we're going to be using in the show. So over the course of the next 12 days, we're going to be revisiting new, old products, stamps and dies. We are going to be revisiting some of our mixed media new products, Scintillare, the pens, the bottles, lots of lovely things. So the ink that we're going to use today is the ink in bottles. So if you didn't see our fabulous Gossip ink worth talking about in the bottles, basically it's a high grade watercolour ink that is clean, pure colour. You can see there, and you can see there the colours, you look in there, they look black, don't they? They're not. This one's purple, sorry, this one's purple and this one's fuchsia, so you need to go and do a colour swatch. So they come in a glass bottle. They are coded because there is going to be many more in the range to collect if you like it. And when they come as a set, they come within a box like so, and they come individually boxed, so because the glass bottles, obviously we can't have them clanging together. And then you get your fabulous pipettes, so one for each colour so you don't contaminate. See there? So we're going to use these in the live hour. So I'll just pop that to one side for now. We might revisit that and when I need a colour. I have got 2 of my own, so just pop that to one side. So for our first demonstration then, a lovely lady on Facebook asked about these scene stamps. So I'm sorry I can't remember the lovely lady's name, but there was one of the 2 of you that said, please can you demonstrate the lamination scenes? Of course I can. So these are the 2 that we launched last week. So we have like a Christmassy wintry path one, which can be used throughout the year, but I think it lends itself so well to a Christmas path. And then we've got this beautiful sunset one here. Now the sentiments in here are delightful. We've got some very unusual ones for me in here, and we've got some very flourishy ones as well, which is completely different for me. So I'm just going to show you a handful of samples to show you the things that you can achieve with these. So I'll just move these to one side. So we have this lovely scene here. Now I did this live on air on TV, see there? And I just used 4 coloured ink pads, so a red and an orange, a blue and a green, and then black on top. So you get these beautiful realistic watercolour scenes with honestly little to no effort. And we are going to demonstrate this one in the show. So that's that one. We've got this one here which is captured within a lovely heart. So this is the heart from the mounts that we used on the last show. We have this one lovely one here. So this is the scene with the shadow within one of our earlier frames, still one of our favourites. So you can see there's so much you can do with these. We've got a shaker card with the lovely like scene in there, family on there. Another one in the lovely frames. So that actually looks so realistic. That looks like it's been painted to me. And then we have 2 same cards but 2 totally different colours, so you can see how different they are. So this is the one we're going to use in our demonstration now, and I'm going to show you how literally they work, and they are so easy. So this is the stamp set that we're using here. So when you get yours home, we've got number 1, number 2 and number 3. This is to prevent confusion. So this is the order you would do them in, 1, 2 and 3, and this keeps it very simple and very easy. So you could use your Generation inks, Tim Holtz inks, pens, pencils, whatever you wanted to do. For this demonstration though, I am going to use a Tim Holtz ink pad, something a little bit different. So if you've got them at home, brilliant. I'm sure you'll have an ink pad in your stash. That will work. And I've just got some die cut elements here, so I'm going to stamp within this like gorgeous little frame here. So I'm just going to get the Eureka. Now if you're wanting to create artwork, should we say, it's always good to have a spritz bottle to hand to spray the stamp. This gives a realistic watercolour look. If you're wanting to give a sterile look, then don't spray it, but what I encourage you to do is try both and see which you like the best, because what I might like, you might not like at home. So just try, you know, just try something, try both ways and find your little niche, should we say. So let's get the stamp set. So I've got number 1 here, so I'm going to take number 1 from the sheet. And we'll start with number 1. So we'll go light first. So let's move this out of the way. So we'll hold it from the top. And just pop my artwork there, get the best bit on the image. There we go. So we'll go the lightest colour first. So the 2 distress inks that I'm using, I have Weathered Wood and Stormy Sky. Okay, can you see those? So we'll go with Weathered Wood. I really don't think there is a wrong or right way. The effects you get with each one is going to be completely different anyway. So I'll just move that into shot for you. I'll just pull my mat a little bit closer. So we'll go with Weathered Wood first. So I'm just going to ink up the stamp and just give it a light coverage. The great thing about having the Eureka is the fact that if I'm not totally happy with the colour, I've got the facility to go back in, make it darker, add light and shade, add depth. So I've got a spray bottle here with a bit of water, and I'm just going to give it a light mist, 2 sprays, and let's see what happens. So there you can see we've got our little bit of a scene going on there. So I'd like it to be a little bit more watercoloury. So the same colour, I'm going to go back in and just add a little bit more depth on there. I'm going to spray it back with some water and do it again. And this should make it pop, should we say. There we go, that's a little bit better. So I can see my scene already forming with number 1. So we'll get rid of number 1, pop it back on the carrier sheet. Now these are A4 stamps, they are huge. They had to be A4 to get a decent enough image for a card. If I did it on an A5, sorry, the image would have been small, really small. So number 2 then. So this is going to create the little bit of a shadow, should we say, behind the tree. Okay, so I'm just going to pop it on. Now, you're probably thinking, where on earth do I put this? Just pop it down, okay? The hard work has been taken out of it for you because I've done it already for you. So just put it on I'm going to go with that. That looks about right. Whether it's right or not, I know it will look good. So pick number 2 up. And we'll swap it out for the stormy sky, and let's hope that this one sits a little bit darker than the previous one. I'm just going to spray it a little bit, not too much. I don't want to flood. I'm just going to pop this on, and this will create an instant shadow. Can we see now we've got a little bit of a shadow on the floor behind the tree, although again I want it to be a little bit darker, so I am going to just go for it again. This time I'm just going to spray it once and see what happens. And this might just make it pop that little bit more. There we go there, do you see that? How amazing is that already coming together? So I'm just going to dry that off before I add the final colour, which is going to be black. So on all of the sets, number 3, the last one should always be black, and that's what's going to create the silhouette side of things, should we say. So let's go to the last portion on the set. So I'll put that back on the carrier sheet, and then we'll use the last one. So this is where the image actually comes to life, and it looks beautiful. So I'm just going to pop the trees. I can see the trees in line there, but do you know what? If you don't stamp it straight, it looks like the trees have got snow on them. So either or. So I am going to just really go for it. I might put it a little bit higher so it's actually on my mount. There we go. So this time we're going to do this one in black. So lots of light taps all over, and I might have to stamp this a few times to get it really, really black. Going to give this a good old push. I really want this image to pop. So now we've got artwork coming together. So I'm just going to do it one. I might have to do it another. We'll see. We'll see. I'll just do it another once. So if you wanted to be really arty with it and go in and add more detail, of course you can do that. Don't be limited to the 3 stamps. If you want to take it one stage further, maybe put a glow in here with some ink pad, like there's a sun in the background, you know, really go to town with these. You see that there? I know it's frustrating to watch me, but I just need to do it one more time to make sure it really is as black as I can get that. My ink pad, to be fair, is on its last legs, this one. There we go. I'm just going to dry that one off. So literally this card has taken me into 5 minutes, and all I did ahead of time was cut the die cut element. So if you're doing Christmas cards, you could cut a lot of them together, batch make them all in varying colours, or if you're doing Father's Day cards, because they lend themselves to masculine cards as well, you know, you could make lots and lots of these all in one, particularly if you've got the Eureka or some form of stamping aid. So let's pop a lovely sentiment across the bottom of this one. Now I haven't got much space, I'm mindful of that, but there is plenty of sentiments in these 2 collections that we can go at. So let's just turn it over. So one that's just, let's see if this one will, this one's a nice one. Let's catch up soon. That's to let somebody know you're thinking about them. Will it go on? Let's try it. You could actually stamp it here, look, within your artwork. I'm a massive fan of sentiments in artwork, but for the purpose of this, we will just go at the bottom. And we'll try and get it as straight as you can. There we go. I'm not going to press on too hard because I don't want it all to go into one. Let's do it one more time because my ink is running low. There we go, let's catch up soon. So when I'm confident that's dry, which it is a fast drying ink, so I'm certain it'll be okay, I'm going to get this matte and layered onto some cardstock that I've put together. So I'm just going to use a quick a Collal tacky glue for speed. So I'm just going to pop this one straight onto. And as always, even though it's 12 days and I'm here every day until Christmas Eve, I will be giving away the makes. So basically it's going to be one a day really, isn't it? So please comment which card you've liked the best. If you picked up any ideas, techniques, will you be trying it yourself at home? And you could be in with a chance to win one of the lovely makes. I just pick them at random and I do try my best not to pick anyone twice, although it has happened. But I do try and make sure everybody who watches does eventually get a card. There's a lot of you, so I think I'm going to have to do a lot of studios to make sure everybody's happy. So you can see there how amazing that is. So before I mount that onto my work, I'm just going to pop some pads behind. So I've just got a black top folding note card. Just move this out of the way for a second. But before I don't let it move, it's moved. Let's just pop it straight again. I wouldn't want anybody to get wonky work. There we go. Stick it on. Sorry, it looks like I'm absolutely destroying this. I'm not. I really do want you to get straight artwork. I would rather send it there we go. It has to be straight. Has to be straight. So what I'm going to do is we're going to create this as a sparkly winter scene if you want to. So I'll just clear this area off here. Make sure we're not going to make any mess. And then just with the Perfect Together glue, we're going to create a bit of a sparkly scene. So all I'm going to do with the clear glue is I'm just going to pop a bit of detail in here. So I'll just show you. So where these lines, I mean, you can be as random as you want. There is no right or wrong, but I'm just basically doing some squiggles on here. Pop a bit down the sides of the trees. Because this has got a detailed nib, I can go in and add as much detail as I like. And then I've just got some iridescent chunky glitter. Which we will just chuck on. Oh, it looks amazing. Just take it off set a second, just give it a flick. You see there? Doesn't look like a true winter scene. So I'll just pop this back into this little tub. And we'll get this mounted onto our lovely card. So really quick, really quick and easy to do at home. You know, think everybody's getting, mind you, I've sent a lot of my Christmas cards already. I hope you've managed to do the same at home. It's quite a hectic time of the year. I've just been to my son's school play, so he was Joseph in the school play, which was pretty awesome. Which I'm not surprised he was Joseph, to be honest, because he doesn't shut up talking. So there we are. You see that there? So just a plain, simple, classic looking card, little to no effort. So I do encourage you to have a go at home. If you've got something that's a wintry scene at home, maybe try the technique on a shaped die cut or something like that. So that's technique number 1. Should I say technique? No, that's the stamp number 1. So we'll move on to the second demonstration, and it's going to be using our artistic mounts, the ones that were launched last week. And what we're going to do is we're going to use the diamond one. I'm just going to show you an alternative way to use them to what you've probably seen me do on air. So I'm a faffer, if you haven't gathered. I just want to make sure it's all straight and lovely. So let's just move that to one side. So that is how easy those lovely stamps are to create a image, and the other one is exactly the same. You do them in layers, like you've just seen me do there, and they create beautiful sunsets, winter walks, everything. So let's move on to our next demonstration. So what we're going to use this time are these two products. So we have the diamond and the coordinating die. So this one I think has been the most popular, so I'm going to use this one first, and throughout the next 12 days I am going to use a different one, incorporate it within. You might see me using some other brands over the course of the next 12 days. So move those out of the way. So what I've got here is a piece of cardstock. So this is just an alternative way to use your collection. If you manage to get these well done, they are available on the website as well, so if you did miss out, it's okay, we do have them. I'm not sure if we've got a lot, but we do have them. So I have the lovely large nesting die from here. So you get the large die and they nest in, and then you get the outline dies which coordinate with the lovely stamps on there. So I'm just popping it on here, and I'm not going to die cut it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to draw around it. So this is something a little bit different rather than the die cuts and the painting and things like that. So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to do a faint outline, hold it in place. I mean, if you're not confident holding and you've got a bit of a tremor, that's okay, tape it down. It's just a little faint guide for me. There we go, I don't know if you can see that, but there is a faint guide there. So I'll just pop this back in its case because I'll lose it. So with this stamp, I'm going to create a bit of a creeper down this side. So I'm just going to get one of the stamps, we'll just get this one. I'm just going to pop it on here like so. And we'll use this little one here. Like so. So I'm going to stamp these two out in the black ink. So because I'm going to be doing watercolouring, I am going to be using the VersaFine because it's waterproof. Okay, so if you are watercolouring, you need to use a VersaFine ink pad, and if you are alcohol ink colouring, you need to use Memento. Might be worth making a note of that, because if you're anything like me, you always get it wrong. So you see two different leaf types there. I'm just going to do it one more time. So I'm happy with that now. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pull those in because I'm going to do a little bit of watercolouring. So I'm just going to dry this off here. And what we're going to do is we are going to use the lovely inking bottles, which I was referring to earlier. So here from the collection I'm using number 11 and number 12. So I'm going to use direct from the bottle. I don't have any water, I'm not going to dilute it down, I can use them direct from this bottle. So I'll just move this down a little bit. So I think what we will do is we'll go for 12 first. So I don't want it to be sparkly. I want one to be sparkly and one not to be sparkly. So the first one I'm going to put down, I'm not going to activate, I'm not going to shake it, I'm just going to leave it as a standalone colour. I'm just going to take the lid off. There's a little cork in here, as you can see, that's a protective cork to stop your watercolour ink leaking. And I'm just going to take my brush, which is quite a big brush, but it does go in, and I'm just going to pick up some of that colour. Direct there, can you see that there? Can you see over there? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to paint within this diamond. Okay, so that guide that I've got in there, I'm going to paint within this diamond. So I'm going to carefully follow the line best I can. You can see how bright and lovely those colours are. And I'm just going to fill in around this. I'm not going to get too close to that there. Mind you, my brush is a little bit big, but I'll fill the bulk out. So this is a perfect consistency. You don't have to worry about mixing with water. So again, if you're not the most confident, I'm not going to go too close to that, but I will come back to it. Now this is just normal cardstock, okay, nothing fancy, but honestly when you're finished the effects are amazing. It's pretty hard to paint without getting your head in the camera. So you take your time with it at home. So that's probably as far as I can go with that big brush. Just swap it out for a smaller brush, pick up some of the ink. So then I'm just going to go and fill around this image in the detail, best I can. So for this one I'm using a size 4 brush. Can we see that as our artwork is coming together? So don't forget, this is just the first colour. This is just our underlayer. There we go. You can see that there. So this, obviously you can see the lines in there, but when it dries back they will disappear. So let's move on to our second colour. Just make sure it's all covered nicely. I don't want some lighter areas than darker areas. To give it opportunity to dry back, which is fine. So that's the one layer of purple, okay? So what we're going to do now, fuchsia, sorry. So what we're going to do now is going to drop some purple in there. So I'm going to shape this. This will give me a sparkly finish. So whilst that is on there, I'm just going to get some water. I'm just going to add some water, and then I'm just going to drop some purple in. So I'm just cleaning my large brush. And this is just water, okay? Can you see how it's just wetting it? So if you can hear footsteps moving around, ladies and gents, please don't worry about it. It's just my son. He's coming in for a nosy, bless him. So I'm just wetting the area where I've just painted that purple, so it's saturated. Well, not saturated, I don't want it to flood, but yeah, it's quite wet on there now. And then I'll just clean my brush off again, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to pick up some of this lovely purple. I'm just going to drop it within, not lots. And I'm just going to let the water do what it needs to do. I'm not going to overwork it. So I'm just going to let the water do its magic, carry it in places for me. So what will happen is when you put water on top, the ink will only go where you've put water. Okay, so if there's no water there, it won't go there. So is there a bit up here? Yeah. Still want some of that lovely pink to come from with underneath. So whilst it's wet like that, if you're thinking, oh my goodness, I've ruined it, I've taken away all the lovely pink that was underneath, you haven't ruined it. Please don't worry about it, because guess what, you can just pick some more of the pink up and drop some more of the pink in. So let's do that just right now, because I feel I have lost a lot of my pink. So I'm creating a bit of a galaxy, should we say. So that is really wet, so I'm just going to get my gun and dry it a little bit. So my gun will push the ink around, should we say. See how fast that's drying? It's absolutely awesome. And this is just normal coloured cardstock. Sorry, this is just normal cardstock. Honestly, it's not watercolour card or anything, so the effects you get, absolutely gorgeous. Now, I am just going to tidy it up a little bit in the sense that I've got like a big purple outline here, and I am just going to take that purple right up to the tip of those so it doesn't look like I've left them. Just to neaten it off a little bit. But I am actually quite happy with that one. So what I'm going to do now is, now that it's dry, I'm just going to pick up my brush. Before I do that though, I am going to put some card underneath so it doesn't go everywhere. Just going to pop some splashes on here. So basically you can use your abstract brush if you want to, or you can just go ahead and splat on the end of your finger. So this is just going to create a bit of dimension on the rest of the card. Nothing fancy. Pick up some of the other colour if you want to. Because they're diluted to a perfect consistency, you get a great effect every time, which I adore. So I'm just going to dry that off, make sure that we don't get any messy fingerprints on there. Then I have a lovely white gel pen, and I'm just going to pop some white splodges within the diamond. if you want to go around your diamond and do a stitch line to add dimension, you can do that as well. Like so. So you can add a stitched line if you wish, or you can add a solid line, so you could outline it with your ruler. I'm just grabbing a decent enough pen, if I can find one, out of my stash, which is a no-no. So let's just see if this is working. This is fine. So what we're going to do is we're just going to put a wonky line onto our diamond. You can leave it as is if you wanted to, but I am going to do just to bring it all together. What I do say is when you come to a point, make sure it finishes on the point. And then I'm going to go another one which crosses each line, but it will always go to a point, if that makes any sense at all. So I'm making sure I go to the point at the bottom. Rather than break your wrist, turn your artwork around, go from the point and just like so. See that? Looks like a little bit of a galaxy, that one, doesn't it? Looks quite well. So what we're going to do now is we're going to get a sentiment, but I'm going to do it half in and half out of our artwork, so it looks more arty than it would do if you were. So from the lovely two-part stamps, we have some chunky sentiments in there. We have congratulations, best wishes. But for this effect, because that's a dark purple and pink within there, we're going to have to go for a chunky one so it stands out from the page. So let's go for congratulations. Now this would lend itself really, really well to white embossing, smack bang in the centre of here or somewhere in here. But now can you see how, let me just move all this out of the way because it's just getting a little bit busy on here. So I'll just pop this artwork back on here. So you could, if you wanted to, do it straight through the centre here. It will still stamp in black. You could do it in gold embossing, white embossing. It would look stunning through there. Do it through the bottom here. In fact, let's do the congratulations at the bottom here so you can see it. We will do it in black. Me being very naughty there, I left my brush in some water. So I'm just going to ink this one up again in a black ink pad. You could use your die cut words if you wanted to. They would look fabulous like 3D'd in the centre. I'm going to just do it one more time. So you can see how amazing that looks. So if you wanted to at home, let's just see if I can just create the look here with this ink pad because I've got it to hand. So with these, this Tim Holtz ink pad here, which is the weathered wood one, I'm just going to see if I can add a little bit of dimension to these white flowers here. I've just mixed a bit of the colour on there. And you can paint these in so they're not as stark. Now I would normally use a grey ink pad, so this is a first for me, but I think it's actually working. So I'm just light coverage. And don't be too precise, make sure you leave white spaces because that makes it look more realistic. So what you could do to make those flowers look like they were 3D'd on there, so create a bit of an illusion, is the white gel pen. If you outline the area in the white gel pen, it will make it look like it's 3D'd. So I'll see if it'll let me do it. If it's not perfectly dry, it won't allow me to do it. I'll just scratch that off. Try that. Try. No, oh, it has, it's coming. So I'm just outlining the inner part of this stamped image here. So just outline the black stamp. I'm not sure if that's showing. And it will instantly make it look like this leaf is got pads underneath, when really it's a one-dimensional card. Hope that's showing. So I'll just do this little piece here. So I'm just going to go up the side of the my head in shot, sorry. Can we see that? So let's get this mounted onto a card, and this is where it will finish it. So ahead of time, I have just some cardstock with mounted some glitter card on there. And I'm just going to stick this onto the top of this card. So I just have a couple of things to say. Last year, for the last few years, we have as a company given the opportunity for people to buy gift vouchers for friends. Now, I can only apologise now that we haven't done it yet, because obviously we've been absolutely flat out at Stamps by Me, and to be honest with you, I completely forgot about it till a customer emailed me and said, I like to get my friend a voucher and you've not released your vouchers yet. We have released our vouchers. What we've done this year is we've given you the opportunity to get a specific amount voucher, so these are the vouchers, and for a discounted amount, so you can buy say a £30 voucher for £25 or something like that. We've tried to put all budgets on there, so big budget if you want to spend a lot on your friends, family, or a little budget if you don't have enough. So again, you just need to put Facebook Live into the search engine on our website and you will find it on there. They are great gifts, and obviously because we're launching lots of new products in January and February, it might be an opportunity for you to maybe add a little bit more discount if you're maybe a club member on Create and Craft, or if you are one of our club members. So just go and have a look and see if there's anything on there that would suit you. So this is nearly dry, so I will show you this. Can you see that? So really, you know, it isn't hard. These things I do try are not too difficult. 2 cards will be sent to 2 ladies or gents who comment or like or share or say anything, basically. That's day 1 of the 12 days of Christmas. I hope you've learnt something new, or you'll try some of the techniques if you've purchased any of our goodies. We love to see what you're doing. We have our Eureka fan page. The design team do a great job of looking after you on there. So all I will say for now is I will see you tomorrow at 4 o'clock. Stay safe, stay cosy, have a great evening, whatever you're doing. Take care, everybody. Bye.